Hey, welcome back. Thank you so much for checking out the next episode of One Last Question. I'm super excited. You guys have really been showering a lot of love on the last video. You've been leaving some comments. Some of you I've even been able to talk to in person about the video and how much fun you guys are having with it. And that's what this is all about. I want people to share their stories so that way maybe you can relate to one of the stories or figure out how people are able to overcome some of the things you may be dealing with. So continue to comment in the comments below. I hope you guys continue to enjoy the show. If there's questions you would love for me to ask future interviewees, let me know down in the comments, and I will talk to you guys soon. I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. See you later. Bye. Hey everyone, welcome back to the One Last Question show. I'm super excited you guys are here again. And today's show, I have someone super fun and exciting. Rob du Haime with DH Results Coaching. Whoop whoop. Yeah, welcome. Thank you so much for being on the second episode.
Absolutely.
I'm super excited.
On number 2.
Yeah.
On number 2.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. So just like we told Amy last week, this could either go good or bad. I told her to go both. So
Okay. All right, sweet.
All right. So welcome to the show. So I actually took a long time to get this show started on the road. I actually had the idea, I believe, in the beginning of the summer, but I just procrastinated. I was, all the negative thinking and stuff like that. So was there ever a project that you had that you just procrastinated on?
Oh yeah. No, procrastination is the worst. And the thing is I found that the only reason I was procrastinating is because I was unsure of the end result, or I was scared somehow it wasn't going to go the way I wanted it to go. And then when I really learned that procrastination is just us putting off stress, then I was just like, really? Is this the problem that's going to get me down? Is this the project that's really going to make me give up? And it kind of turned me around. But yeah, in the past I used to procrastinate on a lot of things. I still do when it comes to house chores.
The things you just don't want to do.
My wife just saying clean the side of the house, and I'm like, I will next month.
I got it on the calendar.
You gotta schedule it or it's not real.
Yeah, right. Oh geez, talk about that. I'm having to put little things on the schedule or else I'll completely forget. So so and so, I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot. So
Yep.
Oh,
I live my life, my professional life by the schedule. Why would my personal life be any different?
That's a good point.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Golden nuggets right off the bat.
Woo! Nuggets.
Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and share with us a little bit about what you do with DH Results Coaching.
All right, so DH Results Coaching is actually me and my wife. Her name is Bridget, with one T.
Bridget.
Hey, Bridget.
Oh, one T.
One T.
Oh.
Yeah. Bridge
I need
T.
to change her in my contacts. Update it.
So what we do is we do personal coaching for people. And obviously the results coaching, we put that in the title of our business because that's what we're focused on. We're focused on helping people get results. Where on the surface people kind of see they're health coaches, they're life coaches. We're really just kind of self-discipline coaches. That's really what we help people do. We help people build habits and self-discipline, which in turn helps them kind of live a better life because they're handling the things that they've been procrastinating on, the things that they know they should do, but they haven't done yet because they don't get the right mindset about it. So.
What are some of the things that they come to you to help them overcome barrier?
Well, we help a lot of people with weight loss.
Okay.
We help a lot of people with weight loss. I spent, 10 years in the health and fitness industry. I was a personal trainer. I was a gym manager. I was a manager of other gym managers for a boutique boot camp fitness, company. And doing all of that, I naturally, a lot of people seek me out for that. They want to, get healthy in their body. They want to lose weight. A lot of guys will say hey, I want to put on muscle, and really just live a better life, physically, So a lot of people seek us out for that. Another reason why people seek us out is because we're really good at helping someone shift their mindset. The reason being is because, I'm sure we'll get into this, but my spotted background of just like a dysfunctional kid, grew up poor, really like had nothing there for me, and I had to like pick myself up and build myself up, along with some people that really helped me along the way. So we just help people kind of do the same. There's nothing that's truly impossible to do.
What would you say is one of the biggest hurdles that helps or that prevents them from like executing? Just like, okay, let's do this, Rob.
So the biggest hurdle, and what's funny is I ask people this question all the time. What's the number one thing holding you back? And a lot of people will admit, oh, it's myself. And I tell them, it's not really yourself. It's the story you tell yourself. So a lot of people tell themselves a story. For example, being in the health and fitness industry, I used to deal with a lot of women, and a lot of women, when I tell them, hey, we're going to do a push-up, they'll go drop to their knees and start doing a push-up. I'm like, what are you doing? And they're like, well, this is how you do a push-up. I'm like, can't you do a push-up on your toes? Oh, no, I can't do that. Have you ever tried? No, not really. Okay, this is what we're going to do. And then I would instruct them through a push-up. Put your feet together, up on your toes, squeeze your butt cheeks, squeeze your abs, drive your hands forward like you're pushing someone away from you. They perform their first push-up, and they're like, oh my God, I never knew I can do that. And it was just the story that they've told themselves over and over and over again. So I find that the number one obstacle people have is they've created a story of why they can't, and that turns out to actually be the reason why you need to try.
Wow, that's really powerful. So right now, I want you guys to go ahead and try that. He just gave you some free coaching right there. So let us know in the comments how many push-ups were you able to do with Rob's strategy.
Well, and it's really important to actually put your full self into it. Again, when I'm there with a person, I can really pump them up. I can say things. I can get them into a good mindset. And then get them to perform it. You have to put all of your intensity and all your effort behind it, and you might surprise yourself. If you just kind of whimsically try it, oh, it didn't work, then you'll get comments like, yeah, Rob's full of poop.
Rob's number 2.
Rob's number 2. Rob's number 2.
When did you know you wanted this to be your career?
I'm still not sure. I'm constantly in a mode of growth. I believe in educating ourselves and getting ourselves further. Where I really kind of stumbled, I really kind of stumbled into personal coaching. As far as like lifestyle and mindset and everything like that. I stumbled into that simply because I was a personal trainer. I was handing people meal plans. And they would stay on the meal plan. It'd be like a 6-week meal plan. They'd stay on the meal plan for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe. And then they would be like, oh, it's too hard. I can't do it, everything like that. And I realized that handing people meal plans wasn't solving their problem. So I started to do some self-education. Hey, why do people just stop doing things when it's going good? That led me into studying psychology. From psychology, I was just like, do I need to be a psychologist? Do I need to go to school for this, right? But I just read book after book and article and videos, and I just became consumed with like, how do I shift somebody's mindset? Which eventually lead me to getting a life coaching certification. Just because I was just like, look, I need to help people, and I need to help people on a broader scale than just getting abs. Because honestly, it wasn't the most fulfilling thing. It was really like when people tell me, I've lost weight, that's fantastic, but I get really excited about the other victories. I had one lady who came to us and she was just like, I haven't been able to put my wedding ring on for 5 years.
Wow.
And I put it on today. Those stories make me so much happier than any other story. Like when I hear people like, I was able to run a 5K without dying. Because there are people that, life gets busy, life gets sedentary, and you just kind of let yourself go. Business owners do this all the time. I'm working the business. and then they end up with a health condition or a heart attack because they just don't take care of themselves. So we really just try to focus in on helping people shift their mindset, reset their priorities, and then build a lifestyle that works for them.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. Go ahead and tell me a little bit about your family.
So, yeah, me and my wife, we've actually, this month, September 26th, we're going to be married 10 years.
Wow.
We met in high school. We met at 16, started dating at 17. We've been through our ups and downs, just like any relationship. But we've worked really hard for the relationship we have. We have a 8-year-old daughter. Her name's Emma. I have a 2-year-old son named Luke. And they're my world. They're the reason why we do a business from home, so we can spend more time with them. And we just, that's my little family unit.
That's cool. So how important, did you start off right off the bat, both of you working from home, or did you transition?
No, like we had our own jobs. Bridget worked up till the birth of Emma. She stayed home for about a year, then went back to work. It was a year or 2 years. I don't know. Why am I asking you?
Hold on, I'm looking at my calendar.
No, she stayed home for a while, then went back to work. Then we had Luke, and from the time Luke was being born, we just kind of made the choice, like, you're not going back to work, so at that point we had already started our side coaching business because I was working for a gym at the time.
Okay.
So I was just taking on clients on the side while I was still working at the gym. But I was working a ton. I was working 70, 80 hours a week, because spending time between the gym and then meeting clients and everything like that. So I was barely seeing the family.
Yeah.
That's when we kind of had the discussion that it's just like, yeah, you need to come home, you need to stay home, it was later last year we made that decision, I'm going to let go of my full-time job, and because, our business was doing really, really well, and then I just came home and decided to work at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So were you able to see a big difference once you made that transition to both of you?
Oh, yeah.
Especially because your kids are so young, so...
Well, there was a few different things we noticed. Number one is our business flourished, and the reason being is because it was my sole focus. We were able to reach more people, we were able to sign more clients, and I was able to do more because I had more freedom. Joined an amazing networking group, so I get to spend my Wednesday mornings at 7:30. Right here in San Diego. Shameless plug.
Yeah. We'll put the link in the bio.
Yeah. No, but I got to join networking groups and go to more networking opportunities, meet more people. So that was the blessing in our business. What really transformed, and parents will get this too.
Yeah.
My kids their behavior was a little bit erratic, while I was working that many hours. So when I came home, one of the first things we noticed within a couple weeks, their behavior got tremendously better.
Oh, nice.
They were more calm and everything like that. And while I was working, I found, I would hear this, and it never made me feel good, but I hear this all the time. When's daddy getting home? We miss daddy, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So coming home, their behavior gets better, and really just seeing my daughter, just because her behavior issue is gone and her focus is now towards the things that we're putting focus towards, like reading and education and everything like that.
Yeah.
She's really kind of accelerated, since I've been able to come home.
Wow, that's cool.
And it's not me. It's me and my wife. We work with our kids together,
absolutely.
but I think it just created a better emotional environment for her, so that she could now put her focus on that instead of wondering, or feeling a lack of my presence.
Sure. Sure. What would you say, let's say there's a parent watching this, parents, and they want to make the jump into being stay-at-home parents. What are maybe some of the fears that you had to overcome to be able to jump into that?
Well, the fear you have to overcome is that there's no job security, right? When we started to really examine the security fear, we started realizing how irrational it was. I could be working for a company, they can go out of business.
Yeah.
I could be let go. I could be transferred. My hours could be reduced. There's so many things that can happen working for somebody else that can really uproot your life. So we kind of, to overcome that fear, we just asked ourselves, do we believe in our mission? Do we believe in what we're doing?
Yeah.
Once we were able to put our focus in the belief that, you know what, we are meant to do this, that's when that fear started going away. Now, it comes up every once in a while, obviously. Month is not going as well as it should be or whatnot.
Yeah.
We have a client that has to cancel or something like that. Of course that fear wants to root itself in again, but you just got to remind yourself, like, no, I'm stronger than this, I'm more creative than this, and really be on your own side.
Okay.
Another fear we had was, what if I get lazy? Because working from home, it's very tempting to go watch TV and everything like that. What I found is structure's really been the best thing for me. When you have your day structured out, you have your tasks structured out, you have it scheduled out, and then you just really work the schedule, that's what you really have to do to kind of work from home.
Cool.
So
that's really interesting. Okay. Yeah, because I know there's a lot of people who want to do that, who want to spend more time. Now, would you, if you don't mind sharing, were you guys, like, income-wise, were you guys well prepared to be able to do that, or?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No. And here's the thing. Is that jumping into your own business is much like getting married. There's never going to be a perfect time. A lot of people wait for the perfect time.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that perfect time never comes. But what you can do is you can get momentum. And a lot of people mistake that momentum is a thing that slowly builds. It can exponentially happen in a moment when you make a decision.
Yeah.
A truly committed decision and put all of your focus and effort into it. So we knew that in order to create momentum, we need movement. So we just said, hey, you know what? We're not as prepared as we want to be.
Yeah.
But, this needs to happen.
Okay.
So when we made that leap, it just became like, we're hitting the ground running, and if we trip and roll and we're just going to try to pop back up on our feet and keep running.
That's good.
To address your last question again, just because this kind of came to my mind as well, is I know there's a lot of people that don't know what to do to come home because they don't have a business.
Yeah.
Some people, they work for a company.
Yes.
My number one solution, I tell people, is find something you're passionate about, like a product you're passionate about, start selling it on the side. That's the easiest thing you can do.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of, like, multi-level marketing companies get a bad rap, but if you find a product that you truly believe in, and you go and just buy that product, use that product, and share that product, and sell that product, that's one of the easiest things you could possibly do. And it's not something that's like, oh, I got to go get a business license, I got to go do this, I got to go do that. It's just something you could do on the side and start earning money from home.
That's a great tip. That's
absolutely
cool. Yeah. Okay.
So if you don't know where to start, if you don't have a specific trade or talent or whatever, just find a product you can really believe in.
Or maybe get on it, see if it works for you.
Absolutely.
Because I think that's if
that's number one.
Yeah.
Don't sell like.
Some people might just go out and grab something, but I think if you could get on it and it has a big impact on you, I think it'll speak for itself.
Well, and the great thing about multi-level marketing companies is as you just share your passion and you get your customers and other people decide that they want to sell it too and they sign up underneath of you, you start to create this passive income. My wife and I, we actually do have a multi-level marketing company business.
Okay.
And we get an extra $1,000 a month from it.
Nice.
just because like it's a product that works. We believe in it. We believe in the process.
Yeah.
And then we if it's right for the person, and that's the number one thing we do. We find what's right for the person, and if it's right for the person, we sign them up for that product, and then they utilize that product, and we make a little chunk of cash from it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, who can't use a couple extra $1,000 or whatever, even if it's like 500 or something.
Exactly. And if you're afraid to make that leap, my number one thing is, okay, so build your side business until it matches your full-time income, then make the leap.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then you could start pouring into something that you're even more passionate about.
Absolutely. A lot of people have hidden talents. Like, one of my favorite things to do with people is go, like, if you could do anything, like, remove all limitation, remove all excuses, remove the fear of making it work or how to sell it or whatever.
Yeah.
If you could do anything and you would not believe that you could get paid for it, what would that thing be? And when you start to kind of think about it, a lot of people, they really start to open up their dream machine, right?
Yeah.
They turn that thing back on. Because for years they've been told to shut it off, shut it off, shut it off. That's impossible. That's never going to happen. You can't sell that. You're not good enough, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And the fact is like, everyone's opinion is subjective, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's opinion is based upon their own fears. So that's why friends and family, they fear you going out and you getting hurt because you want to be a musician, right? You play guitar and you sing. Maybe you're not that great, okay? But they're afraid of you going out and finding out that you're not good enough and getting hurt. So they tell you things like, musicians, that's a rough living. You got to play in bars, and they throw beer bottles at you and everything like that. And they create this fear in you where you're like, okay, I agree with that. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
But the fact is, it's like, whether you're good or not is irrelevant. If you're passionate about it, you can improve.
Yeah. And you could get, the best people have coaches and trainers.
Oh, yeah.
And everything that they do, so that way up level their skill and stuff
okay,
that.
So like here primary example. Everyone's in love with The Rock.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. Do you remember his first movies?
No. Oh, yeah.
He sucked. Like, horribly. Like, the Scorpion King was like terrible, right? But you know what he did? He went out, he got acting classes, he started getting coaches, and then he started getting better, right?
Yeah.
When you talk about his past in wrestling, he wanted to be a wrestler. His father was a wrestler. His grandfather was a wrestler. He wanted to be a wrestler, and he goes to become a wrestler, and he's playing a babyface hero. That's what they call them, the heroes, babyfaces, right? So he's playing this hero character, and he's being booed, right? And then when he starts to open up his personality, what is a big part of his personality? Sarcasm, humor, and like he could totally play the bad guy.
Yeah.
When they turned him into a bad guy, right? Because he actually begged Vince McMahon, hey, let me have one more chance. I want to come back as a bad guy and everything like that. So he comes back as a bad guy. Boom, instant success, Wow. And like he started gaining these fans. They love to hate him, so they love him, so it's, whether you're good at something or not, you can improve, you can adjust, you can get a coach. There's always a way. Yeah.
And that's something that I've learned is because I was pre-med actually before. So I had like 10 years of just science.
Ooh.
And yeah. But I always...
Dr. Anthony.
Yeah. Oops. But I always I wanted to entertain people. And so I realize that now I entertain people, not like necessarily on a stage or something, or singing, or...
He could be.
Could be, yes. Fall 2020, no.
The Aragon Show live.
Yeah.
Hey.
Fall 2020.
Yeah.
But no. I digress. But, I felt one time I was at a workshop and someone said, edutainment. So we're entertaining people while we're educating them, and since then that became the fabric of me.
Absolutely.
I want to entertain people, but also make sure they're getting something good quality content out of it as well.
Oh, absolutely.
That they can maybe use or implement.
And there's a power to that. So anyone that has a business in which education is a component to it, there's a power to entertaining while you do it. People remember it. It becomes emotional. You know, like when I give speeches and talks and seminars and I do that stuff, my number one goal is I'm going to get everyone busting a gut laughing.
Yeah.
Right? And I use my natural sense of humor to do that, but I write in specific things into my talks so that we can get into a place where it breaks the ice, people laugh and everything like that. The reason being is because if you can make anyone feel emotion, you now have a chance to get your point across.
Yep.
Right? So that's such a powerful thing.
So you didn't take no acting or comedy classes?
No, okay, so oh man, humor's been such a huge part of my life.
Yeah.
And it's how I coped when I was a kid.
Okay.
So, I don't want this to be sad, so don't let it be sad.
If it's sad, it's fine.
Okay. Don't cry. Okay, so I grew up in a family, a very, very dysfunctional family. My father was barely there. He was in and out. Actually, he was the person that taught me to not run away from your problems, because every time you come back, they're still there. You know, so so him and my mom would fight, and then he would leave. He'd be gone for 2 years, didn't hear from him. Then he would come back. So like he was in and out of my life. My mother was an alcoholic, so most of my childhood memories, my mother was drunk. You know, and because being an addict, she had breast cancer in 2000, and she had a double mastectomy, both of them removed. The doctor didn't even ask if you're an addict. He just put her on morphine. So she got addicted to morphine. So most of my childhood, my mom was psychologically just not there.
Yeah.
Because of the addictions. Brother's a cocaine addict. Now he's an alcoholic. He doesn't do cocaine anymore, but now he's an alcoholic. And my sister's a meth addict. And here I am, this kid, in the middle of all of this. Right? So I grew up like that. Just no stability at home, constantly moving. From the time I could remember to the time about 19 years old, I had moved 22 times in my life.
Whoa.
On average, 2 times a year. You know, so like I kind of came to a point in my life where it was very much like, I need something different. You know, I need something better. So I grew up that way. Yeah. Right? And it's just really important for us to get into a really good mindset. I totally forgot your question. What was the question again?
It wasn't on here.
It wasn't on here. No, but the humor. The humor. So I totally went down this track, you know. But yeah, no. The thing is that throughout that entire time, it was. You know, and again, I had that stereotypical man upbringing. Men don't cry, shove down your feelings, stuff like that, right? Yeah. So it was either laugh or cry. So I just chose to laugh about everything. So I developed this very broad range sense of humor. When I say broad range, is I can be light sense of humor or super dark. You know? Okay, I won't tell those jokes. But the thing is I learned to laugh at everything. You know, but because I'm suppressing my emotions. What tends to happen to a lot of people when you suppress your emotions, it comes out in another way, or you try to comfort yourself in a way. My comfort was bad food, alcohol. I would do a lot of things, you know, and I gained a ton of weight, so I became the funny fat guy, you know, like my life kind of had this theme through it, but humor has always been something that helped me get through each stage. And I realized that, you know, it's something I'm natural at. I utilized it when I was 18. I joined a sketch group. Okay. And we did. Okay, God, people are gonna Google me now. It's gonna be bad. I'm in a bikini in one of them. It's really weird. It's really weird stuff. But
well, there's enough time for you to go and unlist those videos.
No, I leave it there. My past is my past. So yeah. I'm not ashamed of my past. It's what got me to where I'm at today, right? So
absolutely.
So I did online sketch groups. I got really interested in film. Okay. Right? And I found that when I was younger, I was really interested in film. I wanted to be an actor. Simply because I got to be someone that I wasn't. You know, I got to be someone else, right? Yeah. So naturally just drawn to like comedy and everything like that. I did stand-up comedy for a very short stint. And I found out that I could be good at it if I put some discipline behind it. Yeah. But I don't know if the passion is there. So right now I love, when I speak, I add humor into my talks because... it's just a part of who I am. But But yeah, comedy is something, learning to laugh about life and things and learning to have tough skin has been a huge part of why I'm able to do what I do and who I am. So
yeah, and I think that's really important because, like you said, you could that desire to go into comedy's there, but the full passion's not there. But you could express it in certain ways in the things that you do. Yeah. And I think that's something that's missed. People think it's either this way or that way.
Yes.
We're thinking, mix the two. And that's where I got to the point. Right. Where I was like, let's mix the two together. That way I'm still fulfilling this need to entertain people. And at the same time, people are getting something out of it. Yeah. So.
Well, and a lot of people do that, though. Yeah. They go, okay, I need to be this father. I need to be this husband. I need to be this brother. I need to be this professional. And it's just like, dude, you like segmenting your life that way? Yeah. I am who I am wherever I am.
Yeah. So what I would like to, obviously, the way you were raised and the way your kids are being raised are completely different.
Oh, dramatically.
Yeah, 180.
Yeah. But there are some things about my upbringing that I felt were important, and I'm utilizing with my kids.
Yeah. But my question is, what do you see in your kids that kind of take you back to when you were little?
Oh man, what do I see in my kids that take me back? The rebellious nature. Mm-hmm. I always tell this story. It's when I learned the true state of humanity was when my daughter was 5. Mm-hmm. Right? I thought, there's all these different types of people, and then I just learned that all human nature is rebellious, and the reason being is because she's 5 years old, she's brushing her teeth, and she's up on the freaking counter, right? And I'm like, I walk past the bathroom, I'm like, Emma, what are you doing? I was like, you can fall over and bust your head open and die. Like, why are you up on the counter? Get down. She goes, I'm sorry, Dad. And she gets down. And I walk around the corner, and I got some. I don't even know what I was doing. I came back. She's up on the counter again. And it struck me like a lightning bolt. That is human nature. If you tell somebody they can't, they naturally want to. Mm-hmm. And the same thing happens, with this totally sidetracking. Same thing happens with people when they say, when they get on a diet. That's why diets don't work. It's because I can't have pizza, I can't have pizza, I can't have pizza. But if you say I can't have pizza, all you can think about is pizza. Yep. Right? Yeah. So yeah, it just reminds me of when I was a kid and my parents would say things. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I'd just go do whatever. Yeah.
So as of right now, which kid do you see giving you the most run for your money?
Oh, my daughter. Oh, my daughter. Dude, my son, when he's home by himself, my son is so chill. He just hangs out. He's just a little dude playing with cars, building things just to bust them down. He's having fun. Yeah. My daughter gets home, he loses his freaking mind. And it's my daughter. She just brings this energy. Yeah. But by far, my daughter has been I'm so scared. The older she gets, I'm like, oh, God, no.
Yeah. Let's take this back a notch.
Yeah. I just don't see, my son's 2, who knows? But I just don't see him giving me as much trouble as my daughter has already given us, you know? But she's a sweetheart. She's so loving and so caring, and she wants to share and everything like that. It's just she has this tendency, and she takes after me. If you draw a line, she wants to step on the line,
just put her toe
to
right
see what
over
you
it.
do. Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. Yeah, that's too much. Okay, so I'm really fascinated at the fact that you had this chaos of a childhood. Yeah, and you. I absolutely appreciate you and enjoy being around you and stuff like that. So, who did you aspire to be when you were little?
That was tough. Anytime you get a question like that, that's tough because I don't think it was one person. Okay. I think when I was 7 or 8 years old, I saw Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. Okay. And I looked at Jim Carrey, and he made me laugh, and I thought to myself, I want to be that. Mm-hmm. I think when I was 12, or so, there was a gentleman in our church. His name was Perry, and he just seemed like a solid guy. You know, like he had one of those mustaches that is just like it lights up the room. It's such a glorious mustache.
Yeah.
Like I can remember that. No, but he was just a solid guy, and like he just was always super, super kind to us. You know, and then when I was about 14, I met my buddy Derek. I was about 12 when I met Derek, 12, 13. But about 14, I really looked up to Derek's dad. You know, that whole family showed me that, you know, you can actually be a family and love each other and everything like that.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it's just like there's so many people along. You know, it's Derek's dad and Derek's mom. Her name's Cindy. She was like a real mom to me too. She was very much like you're going to school and you're doing this and you're doing that and you're not going to talk back. And I'm like, okay. You know? So I lived with them from like 16 to 17.
Yeah.
And it was really what I needed at that time.
Yeah.
So there was always consistently these role models in my life.
Yeah.
That there's been no one person that's been like I had a poster of them, you know, as a kid, or anything like that. But there's always been a person in my life that I kind of look up to, and I surround myself with people I admire. Yeah. And totally not fluff and ego here. You're a person I admire. Just the way you interact with people, the kindness, the way that you love people. That's something I admire about you, and it's something I strive to always continually get better at. Yeah. You know, we have Casey Cox. He's with our group. He's just a really solid dad, and I really love the way he is with his family and everything like that. So I admire that, and you know, there's a model there for me. So there's always these people that I surround myself with, and I like spending time with.
That's great.
Yeah,
and I think you kind of like hit it. It's never just one person. Because so the great thing about doing these interviews is I get to ask myself these questions as I'm going through them. So I start reflecting and thinking, and I think I'm on the same thing. There's in each phase of the life, there's someone that I like, oh, you know, I really like that. Like what you're saying. There's that characteristics of that person. Now, how can I incorporate it or have it expressed through me? Yep. So, yeah, I think I would agree with you. It's never just one person. Right. Yeah. So, okay. You touched on this a little bit right now, but who do you aspire to be today?
Who do I aspire to be today?
Yeah.
I'm constantly trying to be a better husband, a better father, a better friend, and a better coach. Like, I'm constantly trying to be that. The reason being is because I feel that if I just do that, then then everything that I want will just happen. Yeah. You know? I'm not worried about trying to be something for anyone else that I have no responsibility to. I think a lot of people, like, you know, especially with like social media, you know, I'm actually not the biggest fan of social media. Number one, I know what it does to our psychology. But number two, it's just like, I feel like a lot of people, they feel the need to be this perfect person online. And I think that's dangerous. Absolutely. I think that creates a persona inside of yourself, and it creates this expectation that if I'm not perfect, then I'm not worthy. And I think that's wrong. You know, so another thing I always aspire to do every single day is fail. Like, because if I'm pushing my boundaries, if I'm a person that's willing to fail, then I'm a person that's constantly growing.
Absolutely. And what would you say is like one of the biggest like hurdles you've overcome, like biggest fears?
One of the biggest fears, actually, starting my business. Okay. Starting my business for the first time and launching out on my own, because my initial feeling, and it was instilled in me when I was young. You hear my story about when I was young. Yeah. There's no wondering why I didn't feel like I was good enough. Yeah. You know, like it's just the way I grew up. I constantly felt like I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good looking enough. I'm not talented enough. I'm not funny enough. You know, like there's always like, I'm not enough. So when I started my business, it was like all those fears coming together. Yeah. I'm not smart enough to run a business. I'm not talented enough. People are going to pay me. I'm not this. I'm not that. But what really kind of helped me overcome that fear was knowing that you don't know what you don't know, right? We hear Joel say that all the time, right? But it's true. You don't know what you don't know, right? So I've always been a person that's been willing to jump into the pool without dipping my toe. And so I don't need to check the temperature. I just like, if I decide I want something, I go for it. So yeah, that's been that's how I kind of overcome that fear. Is I'm not going to know unless I try.
Yeah.
You know, and then once I started my business, I very quickly found out it is not hard to run a business.
Yeah.
The reason why people are not confident enough to launch their own business is because when you look at like the legality of starting a business, it's a lot of talk maybe you're not used to, a lot of words used that you're not used to, a lot of processes that you've never done before. But once you do it all, it's just like, that wasn't that hard.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, that was one of the biggest things I overcome, because it meshed a lot of the internal fears I had all into one thing.
Yeah.
Launch my own business. Yeah.
Would you say there's still fears or challenges that come up that still maybe make you a little apprehensive to take action?
I'm human, dude.
Yeah.
I'm human.
Okay.
Of course that happens. Anyone that tells you that they're not afraid, I ain't afraid of crap. I'm just like, dude, you're full of crap. That's what that's. So the thing is that you should do things that scare you.
Yeah.
You know, like the things that scare. I have this. Okay, so total shameless plug. In October, I have a huge event that I'm speaking at.
Yeah.
One of my mentors, Mike Moore, is there. He's going to be speaking. He's huge in the home building and home design industry.
Okay.
But we also dude, I'm sharing the stage with Richard Dreyfuss, and dude, it scares the hell out of me. You know, there's going to be, I think the theater packs 500 people or something like that. You know, so when I look at that talk, you know, I got 30 minutes the first day and an hour the second day, and I know that I can talk forever.
Yeah.
But somehow this fear comes up, what if I blow through all of my material in 10 minutes and I'm standing there like an awkward ass for 20 minutes? Oh, so sorry.
No, it's fine.
You know, just super awkward, I guess we're done, guys. Long lunch break. No, but you know, I do have those fears in me. You know, when I give presentations, I do have fears in me. But you know, a while ago, I did this event called Ignite.
Okay.
And it's a super unique event, and they have them all over the place. You have 5 minutes and 20 slides. Get your point across.
Yeah.
Right? And I was going right behind one of my good friends, and she was giving a talk on Lyme disease, because she had contracted Lyme disease the previous summer.
Okay.
So she's going through this whole health struggle, and she's giving this talk on Lyme disease, and she looks at me and she's just like, "You're not even nervous." I'm just like, no, I had to shift it to excited.
Yeah.
You know, I got to get excited about things, otherwise I will get nervous.
Yeah.
I got to think about all the great things that are going to happen, so I don't think about how I'm going to screw up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But she's just like, how do you do that, right? And you ever have those moments where you just give advice and you're like, holy crap, that was good advice. I can't believe I just said that, right? It was one of those moments. I just told her, I was just like, are there people in this room that possibly struggle with Lyme disease or know someone that struggles with Lyme disease? Yes. Would it do them good to understand it?
Yeah.
Yes. Then go speak to that person. Don't worry about anybody else. There's 200 people in the room. Don't worry about anybody else.
Yep.
Just worry about that one person that you need to educate. Now take a deep breath. Exhale. You're going to rock it. She goes up there, freaking rocked it.
Nice.
Did an amazing job, right? So, yeah, there's always the fear. There's always the fear that you're going to screw up and everything like that. But you don't have to, play it out. You can kind of switch it up.
So just overcoming it, your process of overcoming it has, dwindled down to, just resetting your mindset.
You just got to reframe it.
Yeah.
You know, and here's the thing, too. Okay, so here's the thing about fear. 99% of your fears never happen.
Yeah.
Right? So, you got to think about it. If I'm that wrong all the time, is it possible that what I'm afraid of right now, I'm wrong again? 99% of the time, That answer would be yes. So you have to kind of think about it like, okay, so if I'm wrong about these fears all the time, what am I missing out on? Mm-hmm. Right? So you start to kind of think about it differently, and then all of a sudden you start to say like, hey, if I say yes to this, if I go and do this thing, or sometimes it's saying no to people. Yeah. I like taking a lot of clients through this exercise, the no game. Have you ever played the no game?
No.
If you're if you're a people pleaser, that's good. That's good. If you're a people pleaser, I encourage you to do this. Okay. Say no a lot, right? Count how many times you can say no to people, right? And this is how you gauge how to say no, right? If you don't immediately feel the urge to say yes because you're excited about it, it sounds like an amazing idea, then say no. If you have any hesitation, then say no, right? And you start collecting all these no's, and at the end of the week, what's your score, right? So, if you start saying no to things and start saying yes to things you actually want to do, life can totally dramatically change for you.
That's powerful.
Yeah,
it's almost you've heard the one where people say yes to everything.
Oh yeah,
it's a little reverse of that.
There's the Jim Carrey movie Yes Man.
Oh yeah,
yes. No, but it's really just kind of like standing up for yourself and sticking up for yourself. I think there's so many yeses that we hand out. That are just like unneeded. So the thing is, and this is how you can remember it: be generous with your no's. Be disciplined with your yes.
That's a good one. So I know you have the talk coming up.
Yes.
Aside from that, is there anything that you maybe are working on that is kind of giving you like the butterflies, little nervousness?
I'm glad you asked. So we actually developed a 42-day self-discipline challenge.
Okay.
And we are now starting to put people through that. So we actually just completed it.
Yeah.
And in this 42-day challenge, it's going to be amazing for people. There's daily messages, daily journal entries. You got to pray or meditate, depends on your spiritual beliefs.
Yeah.
Right? And really, it's just like there's daily messages, and then exercise and nutrition is a portion of it, and it's really not like a health and fitness challenge. It's a discipline challenge. Can you do this every single day? And I have something for people every single day to do. If you can do that, what tends to happen with people is you start to gain confidence in yourself. If you could follow through every single day, you start to gain confidence in yourself. And here's the great thing about the journaling. I'm telling you what to journal about, right? I'm asking you questions every single day for 42 days.
That's good.
Have you ever thought about this? Have you ever thought about who you are as a person?
Yeah.
A lot of people mistake that.
Yeah.
A lot of people jump into roles.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a mother and I'm a wife and it's like, no, that's not who you are as a person.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Who are you? It's a different question. So that's part of the program, and it's really about self-discovery and building some self-discipline.
Cool. And what fears are you working through in that project or within that project?
The number one fear that you have when you develop things, like it's something that I created, it's something I developed, it's something I spent time on. What if it doesn't sell?
Yeah.
like that's the fear that you always have, in your business. But I think everyone has that fear as well. It's just like...
But I think it's important for people to hear someone else talk about it because they might have the fear, but they don't know how to go through it.
Well, and here's the thing too, okay? So I say 42-day self-discipline challenge, right? Here's another fear. I'm calling it a self-discipline challenge. Discipline's not fun.
Yeah.
Right? Here's the fear is I'm driving people away by naming it that. But you know what? I want to be honest. I want to be transparent and upfront, right?
Yeah.
The thing is that me telling myself that I'm going to drive people away is me stepping into the shoe of the other person unfairly, right? You know how many ideas were killed at just the thought of people won't buy this? And how many amazing ideas are now laying in a cemetery? Right, so I heard that quote like, where you can find the most unused talent is the cemetery, It's just like all these people that had these ideas, had these inventions, had these things that can dramatically change human existence, but thought no one's going to buy that, and then they died and they never shared it. So I don't want to do that. I want to put that out there. So if you need discipline, if you need to build that, if you've had a life that has lacked discipline and you've not attained what you want, I really think this challenge can help you.
Excellent. Yeah. And why 42 days? Not because typically we're used to 30-day challenges, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so 42 days, I really feel you can build a habit out of it. You know, like if I do 21 days is a great jump start.
Because that's the typical number.
That's the typical number.
Okay.
Here's the thing is whatever you do for 21 days, you can temporarily continue.
Yeah.
I believe whatever you can do for 40 plus days, you can now make that a part of your life. So 42 days, that's 6 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, like, do you want to have dramatically transformed self-discipline in 6 weeks? That's a question.
Yeah. That's cool. Great. Okay. What I would love to know is, are you always at this high level of energy?
I'm a human being.
Yeah.
When I'm sleeping, I'm not.
Or are you?
Or I'm just sleeping like this. Then why do I wake up so tired? I feel that just like life has ebbs and flows, you need to allow yourself time to do nothing. You know, I call it strategic laziness. You got to allow yourself time. You got to allow your mind to take a break every once in a while, just like the body. Okay, so if you do push-ups every single day, you're actually going to hurt your body's ability to build muscle in your chest, right? But if you do it every other day, you're allowing yourself rest. Now you've increased the body's ability to build muscle. So I think the mind is very much the same. So I go in seasons of learning and seasons of implementing. And I go through my day-to-day, my ebbs and flows. I have my time. I have my gym time set aside. I have my meal time set aside. And by about 8 o'clock at night, I turn everything off, and it's just me and my wife.
Nice.
You know, so I think you have to allow yourself to do that.
Absolutely. Cool. And what would you consider like the perfect R&R?
The perfect R&R.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the perfect R&R, but I love gym time.
Okay.
You know, like it's not rest and relaxation, but I don't know, like I do some of my best thinking there.
Yeah, I mean it could be in a sense that could be part of it.
Yeah. Other than that, I really just love lounging. You know, like I have an internal fat guy. Like I just want to not do anything. You know, all the time. So lounging, like me and my wife and my entire family, actually, my mother-in-law and my brother-in-law went. We went out and we rented a beach house in Oxnard,
nice.
Hollywood Beach.
Okay.
We spent a week out there. Oh, dude, it was fantastic. And like, I don't think like crowds are fun and relaxing. I just like put me on a beach with some people I love and just calmness and let's just have fun.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just, for me, I think it's like that quietness.
I love, the stillness. Also, like on a daily basis, I try to spend some time with myself around nobody.
Yeah.
And like no stimulus. So no books, nothing. Just sit there, appreciate what I'm around, just breathe and just enjoy my own time.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, hopefully you get some of that soon. All right. What I would love to know next is how do you handle when a client doesn't get the results that they wanted?
Okay, so there's a big debate when it comes to coaching. It's just like, who's responsible for the results, right? Is it the coach responsible for the results or is it the client?
Yeah.
I am such a believer in personal responsibility, so I lean towards the client. Cool. I will do everything I can. I'll give you every resource I can. I will build what I can, respecting my own time, obviously.
Absolutely.
But I will do whatever's within my power to service a client. And if that client doesn't get results, then I know it's not me. You know, that's usually when we have to have the mindset talk. You know, just like, hey, for weeks you've nothing. Yeah. What's going on? Yeah. Right. So a lot of people get in their own way. A lot of people, tell themselves a story. So when clients don't get results, I always know it's something they're lacking putting into it. So I always try to figure that out and help them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah, I always like to ask coaches like what they experience or the process that they take through when it is that.
And here's the thing, is like if I tell you to read a book, I can't read the book for you.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not going to give you a synopsis.
You did an audio version.
Yeah. I mean, I'm totally cool with people listening to audiobooks, but if you can't tell me what it's about, then you got to go get a physical copy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
And what has been the most inspirational client story for you?
The most inspirational client story, there's so many. There's so many, and that sounds so douchey to say it that way. I'm so good. I'm so good. I'll tell you one weight loss, and I'll tell you one kind of like lifestyle. I have a client. You know what? I don't know if she would want me to put this out there, so I'm just going to call her. I'm going to call her Janet.
Okay.
Right? We're watching The Good Place. Have you ever seen that show?
Oh, I thought it was a movie, so no, I haven't seen that show.
Hilarious. Okay, so we'll call her Janet. So Janet is a teacher, and she spent most of her elder adult life. She's a little bit older, and she for 20 years had been just heavy and not happy and couldn't lose weight and everything like that. So we started working with her last year. And in the matter of almost a year now, she's lost 60 pounds. She's lighter than she was 20 years ago. Wow. She's like at her high school weight.
Yeah, wow.
And she's nearing retirement. So it's just really cool to see that, where it's just she came into it and she goes, I don't know, Rob. I'll give it a try. I don't think it's going to work. Everything like that.
Yeah.
And we've just worked with her along the way. She's had some self-sabotage. We worked through that. She had some other people trying to sabotage her. We worked through that. So we've just seen her consistently work through it. And I get the most inspired by those stories. It's not something that's like, oh, it's a miracle. It's she put in the work and she's getting the results. And that's what's really important. And just like, when I said who's responsible for not getting results, it's their fault. Who's responsible for getting results? It's her fault. Like I can hand her everything, but she still has to do it, and she did it, and she's doing really, really well, and now she's helping other people do the same, which is just super exciting.
Yeah.
The second story, this is kind of like more on just I'll just say on a mental level. I've been working with a gentleman. I'll call him Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah. Hey, Brian. You'll know who I'm talking about if you watch this. I've been working with a gentleman. When I started working with him, our first conversation, he was lacking the ability to have conversations. He is a gym owner, and he wasn't having necessary conversations he needed to with his employees. They were showing up late. They were not doing things they were supposed to be doing. They were cursing in front of clients, all sorts of different stuff. So he's just like, I can't get myself to have these conversations.
Yeah.
And I go, dude, I can solve your problem. I can solve it right now. Do you want to solve it right now? And he goes, yeah. I was like, awesome. You're going to call, we were speaking about one specific one that just keeps showing up late. You're going to call them right now. I'm going to hang up the phone. You're going to call them. You're going to have the conversation. You're going to call me back. You have 10 minutes. And if you don't call me back in 10 minutes, you're not my client. Right? So I hang up. 11 minutes later, he goes, I'm so sorry. He goes, I did call her. Yeah. I did call her. I had the conversation. And since then, I have never had to do that with him since then, and he has just made leaps and bounds progress.
Yeah.
He ended up, letting go some people that were really disrespecting his authority. The one employee that was showing up late has not showed up late again.
Nice.
And he's really now taking control of his business, and he's starting to hit goals that, like, he had a coach before me. And his number one fear with coaching with me is he goes, well, I've been coaching with them for about a year, and all I see is small progress. Right? And I go, small progress is great, but do you want exponential progress? Right? So working with me, I stretch him. And here's the thing, I'm not an easy coach.
Yeah.
Like, when I talk with people at the beginning, I tell people, I'm going to piss you off. you can be pissed off.
Yeah.
I'm a big boy. I can handle your anger. But the only reason I'm going to piss you off is because I'm honest to a fault.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be more honest with you than anybody in your life.
Yeah.
And because I've done that with him, he's really, really grown. So his business is in a good place. His relationship is in a good place. His leadership is in a good place. And when I was talking with him a couple sessions ago, he was just saying how when he looks at the last year of what he's done, he goes, that exponential step you were talking about, that's what's happened, over this, this last 9 months.
Yeah. Awesome.
So he's doing fantastic. So
That's
I'm
great.
really proud of those people.
Yeah.
So of course I would love to share, like, I do have some stories that are just like amazing, phenomenal things that have happened.
Uh-huh.
I had one gentleman who had a conversation with me, cursed me out for 10 minutes because I called him out on something, and then went on, started his own company, and 10x'd his income in the matter of 3 months.
Wow.
And those things happen, but I try to be weary of those stories, because the more common story that we have and the more realistic story we have is that person that puts in the work, that grinds every day, and then gets those results. And when you look back a year, you just go, oh my God, look at how much I've actually done.
Yeah. Now, what does that mean to you to be able to help someone accomplish something like that?
It brings a level of fulfillment to my life that I can't get in any other way. When you have a conversation with someone and you help them connect dots, and their eyes light up and they go, oh my God, I've never put those two things together. Of course, that's why I sabotage myself, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
There's a certain level of joy there that you just can't get anywhere else. So I just really love, and I believe everyone should be a coach.
Yeah.
Like, if you do nothing else with your life, at least teach what you know and coach people, and just be there for them. So it's this feeling. I'm like super, like low key addicted, straight up, to people fulfilling dreams, and to people, getting the health that they never thought they can have, getting the body they never thought they can have. I just really, truly enjoy that portion of it.
Yeah.
And all the frustration, all the conversations, all the tough talks, all the pep talks are totally worth it when we get to that point.
Yeah, and let me double check. I think, because you're bringing up a really good point. I was going to ask you, have you ever felt? Because I heard this a lot, and not only till recently did I experience it, but loving what you do so much that it doesn't feel like work.
No.
You haven't experienced it yet? Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Is because there's always going to be an element of what you do that you don't like doing. Now, having said that, when you get to a level in which you can outsource that portion, I'm sure that is totally possible.
Okay.
If I get to a point where I literally, all I do is coach and speak, I'm going to love life. But until then, I have to do assessments, and I have to build programs, and I have to do this, and I have to do that. So there's always like the administration portion of it.
Yeah.
I'm a creative person. I love creation. I love ideas. I love building visions. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
The harder portions are always the administration portions of things. And I still have to do that in my own business.
Okay.
I still have to track books and everything like that. My wife mainly does like the accounting portion of it.
Yeah.
But when it's tax time, I have to chip in my hat as well.
Yeah.
So like, I have to go like,
You have to dig through the receipts.
I got them somewhere. So there's always that.
Yeah.
And then
okay.
And then there's days where it's just like you have the flu, but you still have to do the thing.
Yeah.
So
and that's very interesting. So, the way I experienced it was like, even though I still have those nitty gritty things that I don't necessarily love the most, the fact that when I get to, let's say networking, because there's days where I'm like, I'm so exhausted, I don't think I could do it.
Yeah.
But the moment that I step into a room, I'm like energized, I feel good, I made a really good connection. And then I'm like, oh God, like...
Well, you're an extroverted person, so that works, right? Like if an introverted person went into that situation, they'd feel more drained.
Yeah, but still, Okay. Yeah, I can see that. But like I said, everyone's experience is different. So, and I think that's what I'm realizing now.
Well, and okay, so here's the thing: is like when people say I have a bad day, I say you didn't have a bad day; you had bad moments.
Yes, I say that too.
So, I'm a really big believer in that. Yeah. So, I really just look out for the moments of the day. Yeah. There's always moments of the day in which I'm just like, oh, I'm 100% in love with my life right now. Yeah. And then there's moments of the day where it's just like, I have to go through emails. Like social media. Okay, so I don't like social media, right? So every time I go on Facebook, it's like, oh, Facebook, right? Yeah. So there are portions that I don't like, but I'm willing to do it so that I can. Okay. Right? Yeah. And I think what prevents why people procrastinate certain tasks is because they don't have that mindset. I'm going to do this so I can, So I was talking with my wife the other day. I was just like, I kind of want to get back into like doing sketches and having fun and doing live shows and everything like that. So I just designed this idea, this whole plan for myself. If I do X amount of hours of work every single day and I'm focused and I'm efficient at it, I will allow myself an hour of just writing sketches and having fun. Nice. Right? And it becomes this reward, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. And I'm coming up with these ridiculous things that I'm like, I'm sure I can't do that in front of people, but that sounds fun.
But that's what open mics are for.
No one knows me. Yeah. My name is William Durham.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what is the one song you hear that will instantly pump you up?
Okay, so there's a lot of songs. One that I really, really love is All My Life from the Foo Fighters. Okay. Yeah, it just comes on. It's like dun 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 dun, and it's just like, and then I don't know, Monkey Wrench from the Foo Fighters. I like Foo Fighters. So Monkey Wrench from the Foo Fighters.
I just remember them from the '90s, and that's it. Yeah, I don't know other songs.
Oh man, they kept being good. Yeah, awesome. They're just under the scale.
Yeah, I'll see them every once in a while, like on the like Twitter that they're on tour.
There's some cool. There's some AC/DC songs I really, really love as well. So. Don't shame me. What is it? Can't Stop the Feeling from Justin Timberlake. It just makes me happy.
That's a good song.
It just makes me happy. Yeah.
Even I don't know if you know the song "Happy" by
Pharrell. Yeah.
So that song, someone was telling me it's a very hypnotic song. And so, because it's very repetitive.
Oh yeah.
So
I see that.
Yeah. I mean, that's because
CIA uses it like in torture. They put it on loop. It's just like, we don't waterboard anymore, but we use "Happy" from Pharrell.
Yeah. That's freaking hilarious. Okay, and so what do you do to get out of a rut?
You know what? This is going to sound so cliche. I have to remind myself why I'm doing it. Okay. When you get into ruts, I think the number one thing is you think that I'm here by myself. Like, what if this doesn't matter? Like, you start kind of going into like depressive thoughts. Yeah. I find that like if you can legitimately tie into your passion and why you're doing what you're doing, it's so huge. Like, most people set goals wrong because of that. Like they go, well, I want to accomplish this and this is what I need to do, so go. And it's just like, dude, you skipped the most important step. This is what I want. This is why I want it. And if you make it important enough to yourself. Yeah. My wife is very much pain avoidance, and I'm very much pleasure seeking, right? So I think that's an important portion of it as well. I have to have a reward, right? It doesn't have to be food. Right? So I used to say this thing that offended everybody. I'm like, don't treat yourself with food, you're not a dog. Like, but I really do believe that. It's just like if it's always food, then your health suffers, right? Yeah. So reward yourself with experience. Very much me writing a sketch comedy show. That is, dude, I enjoy it so much that it's so motivating for me to do it. It's just like, cool. I remind myself, I know I don't feel like doing this right now, but if I get this done, I know I get to the thing that I really want to have fun with. Yeah. Right? So that experiences, I'm going to go on a cruise, everything like that. My wife always kind of reminds herself that if she doesn't get it done
what is lost. You know, and that works really well for her.
Yeah.
Me, it's just like, dude, I'm like French Irish. I can deal with pain. Like I can just sit in it. You know, like everyone's it's like losing their mind. It's so painful. It's just like it'll pass, man.
Like uncomfortableness. So here, like one thing I kind of find trippy about people who, they'll be a little maybe rude or something. Like they're fine being rude to someone else. Right. But the moment that you're like, give it back to them, they get all like huffy about it and upset. I'm like, you could dish it, but you can't take it.
Right. Well, but most of those people think they deserve something. I deserve respect. I deserve kindness and everything like that. And my personal view on life is you don't deserve anything. What you want, you better go earn.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
And you look at my childhood and you don't wonder why I think that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm still amazed by like the great person you are coming out of that situation.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. You know, I've worked really, really hard, but I always tell people that I've been really blessed to have certain people along the way to push me forward.
It's important.
And believe in me. You know, like I had Derek's father. His name's Bob. Bob sat me down when I was 16, and he looked at me and he said, do you realize that you're smart and you're witty and you're funny and people really do like you?
Wow.
Like, do you realize that? Mm-hmm. And it was the first time an adult had said nice things about me.
Yeah.
Like, that I could ever remember. You know, like, I remember my mom saying things like, oh, you're lovely and everything like that. But I couldn't trust that, you know, growing up because of everything else. So that was, like, the first time I heard that. And then, like, I didn't want to accept it. I didn't want to say that's me. I wanted to say like, oh, you're just saying this to be nice to me, and like that's not the truth. And I heard that when I was 16. It took me until I was 27 to go, you know, I'm kind of smart and witty and funny, and people actually do like me. You know, like so it took me a long time for that to resonate inside of myself.
Yeah.
So I don't claim that I've done it 100% myself. I think it's been 80% my effort and 20% the blessings of other people.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what would you say to someone wanting to get into the fitness business? Maybe have that as their career.
Man, I would say pick a style of fitness that you're really passionate about and then pursue that. Okay. Everyone thinks they have to go personal trainer route, but there's a lot of different styles of fitness out there. There's group fitness, there's triathlon coaches, there's there's OCR. Like, dude, like I love obstacle course racing. That's something I'm going to get back into coming up this next year. Okay. And I'm going to be putting that out there. Go sign up for this obstacle course race because I'm going to go do it. Yeah. I got so excited about it that just one afternoon I just built an obstacle racing training program. And I was just like, oh, I could totally sell this thing. You know? So I built it for myself, but I was just like, oh, other people can benefit from this as well. Yeah. So just go find something that really, really excites you. If I could do it all over again, I would really just go straight to obstacle course racing, Ninja Warrior stuff, because that's what I really, really enjoy. Nice. And I lift weights so that I could be durable enough to do things like that. Okay. So
cool. What would you say is the goal you would like to accomplish in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, oh man, I have so many things. I want to be able to invest big sums. I want to be able to start a nonprofit. I think there's a lot of the nonprofit that me and my wife kind of talked about is about just positivity and health education for schools and for teachers and for parents, and to be able to go to schools and provide that education to them. Because our food pyramid that became my plate is still a bunch of BS. Yeah. You know, that's not how you get healthy. You know, like that works for a very small percentage of the population. Yeah. So I just kind of like re-educating people, stuff like that. But just kind of like, I guess, be sought out to do events for people. Like, I would really kind of love to be there in 5 years. Yeah.
Okay. And what would it mean for you to, if you like picked one of them, one of the goals, what would it mean for you to be able to accomplish that?
I mean, every goal that I set for myself always is rooted in some sort of meaning, you know? So each one of them would mean something to me.
Different, a little different.
To be able to educate and motivate kids, I mean, like, I like going to schools, and especially low-income schools, because I was that kid, you know? So, you know, the kid that's dressed in, man, I know this sounds sad, but like, I smelled like smoke and I was dressed in my sister's clothes because we couldn't afford anything else. You know, like, to talk to that kid and just be like, look, I know life seems bad, but I've been there. You know, like, I love having those talks.
That's
and,
awesome.
And actually, I've gone to schools and I've had like teachers get letters from the kids, and I still have all the letters.
Oh wow!
So, so it's pretty amazing to get that and to feel fulfilled.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I know you're gonna accomplish it, and
Yeah.
I hope I be able to be there to celebrate with you. That'd be really
Awesome.
fun. Okay, so well, thank you so much. This was really fun. Letting me deep dive into your mind. So we're gonna have now we're gonna do some more fun stuff.
Yes.
So we're gonna do our trivia knowledge.
Okay.
And I know you're probably studying for this.
Okay.
Okay, so here's again the rule of the trivia. So if you get 3 wrong, then we go into our Virgo. What month's Virgo?
I don't know
either.
What sign are you, baby?
I just know I'm a Libra. So
Okay. I'm a Sagittarius. I just know that. My wife's a Scorpio.
Okay.
Both my kids are Sagittarius.
Well, Virgo is serving us this awesome vase, and we have 3 things in here if you get it wrong.
Oh, God.
So we're gonna hang this over your head. So, okay. Let me see. All right, right here.
Okay.
So, which planet is closest to the sun?
Which planet is closest to the sun? Would that be Mercury?
Yes.
Okay.
Who was the U.S. president during World War One?
Oh, jeez. Skip.
I know, right?
Can I phone a friend?
No, you have to guess.
U.S. history, man, like, it was not my thing. During World War One, I don't know. I don't know.
Woodrow Wilson.
Oh yeah, no, I would have never guessed.
I was like, he was a president?
I'm like James Franco.
Okay, you might guess this one right off the bat. What's the name of the second Indiana Jones movie released in 1984?
Temple of Doom.
Yeah. Okay, how many legs does a spider have?
8.
Yeah. What U.S. city is known as the city of brotherly love?
Philadelphia.
Oh my God. How many rings makes up the symbol of the Olympic symbol?
5.
In in which 1979 film was the spaceship called Nostromo?
Nostromo. 1979.
79.
Oh, was that it was a Steven Spielberg film, wasn't it? Oh God.
That I don't know.
Was it oh man, what is it called? Oh, I can't think of the name. Can we come back to that one?
Mm-mm.
Oh, damn it. Close Encounters of the First Kind.
No, Alien.
Oh!
Is that a Steven Spielberg? Who
Close Encounters? I believe that's Steven Spielberg.
No, Alien.
Alien, Ridley Scott.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whenever I heard that name, I always thought it was Sigourney Weaver's character, because she's called Ridley, right?
Riley.
Oh, I thought the Riley's little girl, the blonde.
I don't know.
Is it
I'm not a
okay.
huge Aliens fan, that's why.
Got it. Okay. How many grams are in a kilogram?
Oh my God. How many grams are in a kilogram? 1,000?
Yes.
Yes!
According to the song, what did my true love give to me on the 7th day of Christmas?
Oh, man. Let's see. It's... Is it Lords of Leaping?
Nope.
Oh, dang.
7 swans is swimming.
7 swans is swim. You know, here's what's crazy. My daughter sings that all the time. I have blocked it out. Damn it. Not the bugs.
Okay, Ari, Virgo. Let's see what Virgo's serving up today. So last week, Amy had to eat a cricket. So, and then he goes, you don't have to seal these, but I kind of felt like it was, you know, in the olden days when they would stamp the the wax.
The wax
I really
stamp.
like that. Oh, a warhead. Do you like sour stuff?
Okay, no, I totally got it.
Poor thing, tortured.
What is that? I'm just a poor boy from a poor family. I want a gift card.
That's hilarious.
Okay, here we go.
I don't know
It's
how.
kind of like melted.
Oh, really? Hopefully it's not expired. 2016. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I remember these.
Ew. I have to try one of them. Alrighty. So the people who are going to come on the show later on don't study.
Oh, man. It'll get sweet sooner or later.
Yeah, we'll let you marinate in that. So next we're going to do our rapid fire. So I'm actually going to put a timer. I think this...
Don't say something naughty. Don't say
Or do. I don't... Maybe not, because I don't know how to bleep things out yet. So, yeah. So I'll put a timer here. We're going to start it in 3, 2, 1, go. Do you respect Kanye?
No.
Invisibility or super strength?
Strength.
Nickname your parents called you, or your mom?
Bobby.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
Oh, man. Optimistic, enthusiastic, and annoying.
Black coffee or creamer with coffee?
Creamer.
Have you ever tasted soap?
Yes.
Favorite carb?
Sweet potato.
Have you been fired from a job?
Yes.
Delivery or DiGiorno?
Oh, delivery.
Giving or getting presents?
Giving.
Do you make your bed every day?
No.
1 to 10, how bad is your road rage?
Solid 7. People are dumb in California. I'm sorry.
Superman or Batman?
Batman.
John Candy or Adam Sandler?
John Candy.
Okay. How many pull-ups can you do in a row?
24.
Wow. If you had a band, what would the name of it be?
Positive Pete's.
What's your spirit animal?
I don't know. Indecisive sloth.
Christmas or Halloween?
Christmas.
If Voldemort offered you a hug, would you take it?
By the skin of his nose.
So yes.
No.
No. Okay. Do you remember your grocery bags every time?
Hell no.
Knott's Berry Farm or Six Flags?
Six Flags.
Mickey or Minnie?
Mickey.
Grape jelly or strawberry jelly?
Strawberry.
And that's all I have.
Oh, we did.
Good job. We've reached the part of the show where I ask you one last question.
Oh, God.
Okay. Have you ever sang the national anthem
Yes.
while firing a blowtorch?
No!
Yeah! So, here's part of it. Do you know all the words for the national anthem?
Oh, I hope so.
Either way, it'll still be fun.
Okay.
Okay, so next, we're going to cut to the backyard, and Rob is going to warm up his pipes right now.
Oh.
And we'll see you guys in a bit. Hold on.
Hi, my name is Rob du Haime with DH Results Coaching, and I was just on the One Last Question show with Anthony Aragon. I'm going to sing the national anthem while firing this flamethrower, if I can get it to start. There we go. Lighter. Come on.
Oh, think of you say.
By the gods, this sucks. Early lie? It's me. It's not the thing. Oh, what so proudly we hail. Should I try to sing for real?
No.
At the twilight's last gleaming.
Yeah.
God bless America.